welcome back to Canadian Disc Golf Productions. Today we have another Nikko's Drive from Peterborough. I am Chris Brown, here with
Galen Naidu-Harris, and I didn't mess it up that time. When you handed it off to me, I didn't add extra words, I just said my name. Look at that.
We're mastering at this eventually.
Someday. But we're getting there. Today's a good step forward.
Yes, so today we're in Peterborough. Started off, we have Nikko from Nikko's Drive himself.
Nikko of the drive, Nikko the driver. Yeah. Luscious locks. And Finn. Sunglasses off, thumbs up. You love to see it.
Yes, Max.
Max showing off his coordination, catching the disc.
We got Will here.
Leafs fan.
Whoa.
Love to see it.
Look at that. Look at that. Spin of the disc.
Also very dexterous. Oscar doing his best to be dexterous, but drops his disc. And we should mention we have Nikko and Oscar playing in the J10 division, and Finn, Max, and William in J12 today.
For sure. Here we have hole one. Looks like just a pretty wide open shot, a little bit elevated at the basket, which should be extra hard for our younger division here.
Yeah, and you do have those structures there, I don't know what to call them, on the left you're going to have to avoid as well, either with a backhand hyzer or a really cool turned over forehand if you're Nikko. But if you're going up the right side and finishing left, not much to contend with.
Finn with a great shot in there, finishing towards the basket. It's definitely the shot shape you want.
Absolutely.
Max takes no time whatsoever. Throwing another good shot.
Yeah, doesn't wait a second, throws it out in the middle.
Definitely not a lefty-friendly hole.
Will throwing left and executes perfectly, though. Love to see it. Oh, and yeah, Oscar finding that trouble we were talking about on the left there.
Well, it was hanging there, a little clothes hanger or something like that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't even the main structure. He just hit something hanging off of it. Like, that's rude. Nikko lining up a long putt, it looks like.
I think he went long. Oh, he did.
Wow. Almost puts it in. Yeah, I was going to say his shot looked great, but he must have just skipped down that little hill there.
It's going to take me a minute to, I don't think I've ever seen most of our competitors play here, but...
Yep, this is the first time for me as well, except for Nikko, so if I mix up any names, please forgive me. Much like the Leafs, unfortunately, doesn't manage to connect in a crucial moment there on that putt. I say, as a Leafs fan, who has been burned by them one too many times. But that was a pretty nice putt, just didn't quite connect.
They've all gave it quite healthy runs there from distance.
Absolutely. That's what you like to see. If you're going to miss, you want to at least miss catching some chains or some basket or something, and they're all in the right neighborhood.
Good finish. Nikko's being a good gentleman, helping out his teammate, or card mate.
Friendly neighborhood Nikko. And we just have our folks cleaning up here.
Look at this. Again, effortless speed disc golf. Yes.
Like, is this like the disc golf speed run?
The quickest 5-person card you'll ever see.
I wasn't noticing until I actually started putting, but a bit of an elevated basket here too. Okay, and hole 2, 217 feet. Nothing at the start, but I think towards the end there, at the very least, there's some tall stuff to slow the discs down. A little bit of a ring around the basket with that wood, and if you've got 217 feet, which if I had at that age, I don't think I'd be playing MA1 and 2 these days. But if you do at that age, you go a little bit long, you can get caught up. But I think mostly we're just looking at putting something in position here, which Nikko does beautifully.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god, but here we go. He's going long. This is insane.
Nikko's got all the power. I love the junior size tee pads.
The future of disc golf is bright. Oh yeah, you're right. Those are so skinny. I didn't notice that.
Oh, it's a little bit right.
Oh,
so much distance, but it kind of gets away.
Yeah. Again, we're still working on our names, but we had some 3s there from Nikko, Finn, and Will on the first hole, a 4 from Oscar and a 5 from Max. So I'm going to guess that was Will just now.
Yes, this is Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still great distance control, just a little bit left, but...
Yeah, and we're based on where he landed there, I think there should be a little bit of a hyzer line. Ooh, and
the thrower, as we say, almost gets the goal.
The thrower.
That's actually going to be a great shot.
Yeah, that's going to be in position for a putt. You love it.
Flip-flop between the backhand and the forehand.
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's good to be able to throw both shots.
Still working on that myself, but definitely flip-flop between them. Wow, nice little run there.
Great safe, nice up. Maybe giving it a chance. Put it into the mulch there and just let the disc come to rest.
Yep, keep it simple. And Sasquatch here fighting out of the woods. Gives it a bit of a run. Looks like the wind was pushing back against the disc a little bit though, and still in position to have a look at it. And I think now we're at Nikko's drive? Was that his upshot?
The whole tournament's Nikko's drive.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that
I
was
was trying to tee up a pun, but I didn't even know if it was appropriate, because that might have been Nikko's upshot.
No, that was definitely his drive. He hits the cage for the 2.
Wow. I believe we have Oscar here with a putt. And is this Will's? Is that Will? Is that Will's drive?
I think that was Will's drive.
Wow.
Getting the 2 with the
Nikko's
that was the
drive,
thrower.
Will's drive. Yeah, the thrower. That's right. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how we got there because that was absolutely parked. Great shot and great finish. So we got 2 for William, Max, Oscar, and Nikko taking 3s, and Finn with 4.
Alright, hole 376 feet. Looks like a little bit uphill. I don't know what this is, like a sunflower maybe? It's definitely a sunflower. But
No, I think that's a tree.
Oh, that's so
Like
unique.
a baby tree, to be clear. But I think that's like the what is soon to be a pine tree.
Yes, something to really make the hole difficult.
Yeah, just right in between you and the basket, because why not?
Here we have Will after his beautiful drive on the first hole, taking the 2.
Puts together another thrower in position, I think.
I hit it 3 times this morning.
Doesn't seem like there's too much danger. If you get over a little bit too much on this and put it into the trees, you can be it can be trouble. But lots of room here to put yourself wherever you feel like.
Yeah, relatively open. Doesn't make the shots any easier per se, but nice to not have a whole lot in the way when you're ripping on the disc.
Definitely uphill. So.
Yep. Probably playing longer than that 176 you're seeing. Wow, nice drive. And just scoots past the sunflower pine.
The sun pine?
Yeah, sun pine. I like it. Pine flower?
Ooh, I like that one better.
Yeah, I think that's the winner. Nice drive there as well. Should be in position for a putt.
The camera really never does justice for how uphill holes are on coverage. So I'm imagining that this is significant.
Yep, I think you're right. Great flex shot there.
There you go, dropping that one up right in the rocks. Ooh, that disc will never fly the same.
No, never. Wow, great run. Just hyzers out a little left, but
So Nikko's drive, Nikko's drive got up to here. Looking to work in a jump putt.
Working on the jump putt. One of the things I love is the the faith and the enthusiasm, because the more I play, the more I try and, when it makes sense, like not run things too hard. But commentating on these Nikko's drives, like certainly there are times when you want to recognize that these young men and women are playing smart, but also they just want to run everything, and I love it. I love the enthusiasm. I love the energy. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, no fear.
Yeah, the next round I get out, I'm like, anytime we commentate on one of these, the next round I'm like, I'm running everything. 150 feet, running it. Oh, bad chain out for Nikko.
Yeah, a little bit off right, but good height, good speed.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, just a little disrespect from the chains on an end of a basket.
So a bunch of 3s, and then Nikko taking that missed putt in the 4.
Yeah. No harm in that. Oh, this is interesting. So I believe this is the one that we were just hearing is called the bullpen, and I can now see why. When we were just talking about the wood around it, I was picturing something like hole 14 at Bronte with like logs, but this is literally like a bullpen. This is going to be interesting.
Time for a I guess a Will Thrower. Oh no, I wouldn't throw the Thrower.
No, but that was a really nice turnover shot. comes to rest just outside. Relatively short as far as these holes go at 156, but you know, unless you really...
That is so unlucky. Had thrown a
That's not
great
good.
shot and just bouncing out to circle's edge, but I think the wood is open on the right-hand side, so it's a
Oh, yeah?
smart
Okay.
side to lay on.
I'm rooting for it. I was gonna say it's almost impossible unless you go really, really high and get the perfect landing zone to be, you know, within, I don't know how wide that circle is, but 12 or 15. And if you're close and you have to putt over it, like it I don't know, at 156 you're like, oh, this should be easy. And then when you think about the logistics of it and where that wall is actually situated, this is not easy at all.
No. Now, also remember these all of our contestants, you would assume, are under 6 feet tall.
I think that's probably a safe assumption to make, Chris. Yes.
Now, just imagine a 6-foot wall in front of you in the basket.
I'm already imagining it, and as somebody that's 5'7", already imagining looking way, way up and being sad. So if I was one of these young men, I would be even sadder, I think. Oh, you're right. It is open there on the side, though. Okay, so you're right. That is the smart play. If you can lay something up there, makes sense.
It's a free run because you have the backstop on the back. If you miss, you just scoot into the back, and you got a 6-footer for your 3-putt.
So here's a rule question for you, because I don't actually know the answer. I would imagine, I have a guess, but if it's right up against that,
Yeah, from off camera.
If you're inside that wooden structure and right up against it, would you have to then stand behind it, or can you take relief forward off the wall? I would guess no, right?
You get no relief, but your piece of paper does project through the basket.
So you'd have to piece of paper through the wood, behind the wood, and putt from there.
Do they have to vault over this? Oh.
Again, pretty tall for these guys.
Athleticism at its finest.
Yeah.
I was standing like this.
Yeah, so you pull back your paper and putt from outside, I guess. But either way, you're not having fun.
If you can get a foothold inside, maybe.
Inside, like on the side? Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
This is where we're working on a turbo putt. That's the perfect time.
I've been trying. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Hole 5, 159 feet, severely downhill.
Highly, very super downhill.
Distance control is going to be very important. The long grass looks treacherous if you get into it. So.
Whenever you're ready, buddy.
I don't know if I would quite call it angle control, but also where you're releasing that disc too. The amount of power is important, but if you're throwing it sort of level here, you're going to have it hyzer out a little earlier. You certainly don't want to throw up. I find calibrating to throwing my disc on a little bit of a downhill angle on a downhill throw, it can be one of the tougher parts of a shot like that when you're not throwing from max distance. Throw, your 159-foot shot, but throw it flat or throw it high. It's not going to go where you want it to go when you're throwing downhill. Unfortunately.
It's tough to see where these discs are landing. I'm assuming they're all coming up a little bit short, but not Nikko though, giving it a full run.
Yeah, great run. And the short stuff, be a nice putt.
These juniors have so much talent.
They sure do.
I'm looking forward to seeing them. Wow.
I think that went deep and to the edge, but I think it should be in the short stuff.
You don't have much short stuff to play with up here. You got that little strip of mow straight up and then 20 feet around the basket.
Seriously, there's not much at all to work there.
That was a great upshot there.
Ooh, I love that straddle putt there. Full commitment. Just airs it out a little to the right, but great height, great power.
They've all got putts at this. As he comes up just a little low, but right on target.
Look at that shooting gallery behind him there when he's putting. He's 7 people to look at as well as the basket.
Nikko comes up.
No. Okay, good. Thought that was going to go for a bit of a walk.
Cool.
I don't think we're checking for foot faults on this
No,
here, Chris.
you know what?
I heard a noise. That was a nice putt, though.
Great putting.
Yeah.
Love the confidence, love the pace.
Yeah.
Want to see putting through the basket to try and get yourself most likely to make it.
Yep. This is interesting.
Oh, this looks very difficult. Hole 6, 233 feet. Oh, how high is that?
Oh my god. That's got to be like 7 or 8 feet tall.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got to be at least 3 Rickies.
At least 3 Rickies.
Yeah. I don't even know, like, for me, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I would almost rather feel, I'd almost rather be 15 feet away than 5. Or maybe it's, 20 than 10 sort of thing. If I can be parked and just sort of drop it, obviously that's ideal. But I would rather not have that sharp uphill angle and be a little bit further away on a basket like this.
Yeah, you don't want to be coming up into the chains because it might, especially on a windy day like it looks like it is today, it might just get blown around.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the tougher challenges on the putting green for me is putting on those elevated baskets.
This is the smart play. It looks wide open to the right. You just put it out to the right and understand that your second shot is where the money is made, per se.
Yep, definitely.
Oh.
Putt for, or drive for show. We'll alter it to say upshot for dough.
Upshot for dough.
Upshot for dough.
Definitely upshot for dough. Oh, these are all getting such good shots. It's just maybe a foot low.
I was gonna say these bushes though, they're putting a lot in these players' way. It's unfortunate.
Little tomahawk overhand throw.
Great out. Great out.
Yep. It's good that you can see it. Good that you have that in your bag.
Yeah, I don't have a tomahawk. Oh, Nikko.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Great second shot. Put himself right up in that angle where you said that it's kind of scary to putt into the chains.
100%. Yeah, putting upwards from that distance, no fun.
All right, everybody's gonna have that basket has gotta be.
That's especially for a junior division. That is such a rude basket. Like that's one of the taller elevated baskets I've seen. Just period. And
look at this smart play, putting it close.
Yeah, no, you love that. That's in the position where you would hope that you can turbo it or pop it up or something.
You could see this happening a lot, just back and forth, trying to make this basket. That's got to be at least 6 feet tall to the bottom of the basket.
Well, I was gonna say 6 feet to the basket part, not like the chains. The chains 6.5 at least.
Yeah. We're gonna need one of the adults to come help get some discs out of the basket. I think.
Do you think that they would be allowed to stand on each other's shoulders and putt? Because that's what I would want to do if I was there. Be like, hey Chris, can I hop on your shoulders for my putt? Because I can't reach. I'm too short.
Oh, it's 3 putts for Nikko.
That form was so good on that too. That looked perfect.
All 3 of them are great putts. It's just that height. It's awkward when you're putting up that high.
Oh, it's so awkward. Yeah. And I think you're right. We need to call in a dedicated grown-up to get in here and pull these out.
Coach Carl coming in.
There you go, Nikko.
That's what we're talking about. Having to put up into the chains.
Yeah.
It narrows down your strike zone by a couple feet or a foot or so you have only a few inches.
Well, and then you have to also calibrate your power a lot more closely too. You pop that with as much force as you would on a basket at normal elevation and hit that narrow zone, and just based on the angle it's going to pop back out sometimes too.
Great putts here to finish off for the
really difficult, and it's great. Yeah, great to see the cards, all the players connecting on those putts there at the end.
Well, they got the little step up to get the discs out, so they can get them out on their own.
I was just saying I have to.
Well, that was a pretty tough hole there. Nikko with the 6, a couple 4s, a 5, and a 3. Great 3 from William. Really keeping playing the game smart right now.
Yep,
keeping it straight.
Yep, doing well so far. And hole 7, 246. So a bit of a pump for these young men. It looks like slightly downhill with quite a bit going on here. We got a tree on the right. We got these rushes and reeds that are a little deep, and then you've got trees on the left too. So let's see what our card can make happen.
The left side looks dangerous if you get caught over there too much. So again, play out to the right. Try not to put yourself in the. I'm assuming those are bulrushes or wheatgrass maybe. It's hard to see. This is a great shot.
That's really good.
Full flight.
Love to see it. Putting at that distance is not easy. Nice work. Now Nikko looking to bounce back after a difficult putting green for anyone. And great drive.
Yeah, again, keeping it on that right-hand side with less danger. That grass on the left looks like it's above their heads.
Yeah, I would not want to be in there. I wasn't even realizing that when we were looking at it the first flight through. I saw the trees, but all that bush and grass and all that, that's not a good time.
gives him the chance to lay up for the 3 if he can get it up there.
Mm-hmm.
But that tall stuff grabs him. And he knew it.
Ooh, giving it a run from distance. But a smart run, up high, keeping it still in position for another putt. Nice bid, puts it right underneath, and that's playing smart right there. If you're, bouncing off of trying to bounce back from a bit of a difficult time on the putting green, just put it under the basket, take the 3, be smart, move on.
In the bush here, and so lucky to have a view and just change out.
I know it was a little right side, but that was a lot of change for that disc to not stay in.
From that distance too, that's a great putt.
Yeah, agreed.
Nice. Good confident bids from around 10 feet, which is still no gimme by any chance. And I like to see it, as I said many times here.
Yep. No,
little flare for extra there.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard. I'm still looking for ways to get better at putting because it's one of my weaknesses. And I actually have heard like putting some pace on your putts when you're in tighter can be a way to work on that distance. If you want to get good at 25, putt hard at 20 or putt hard at 10.
Same putt, yeah.
So you love to see that. Hole 8. So you had 162 feet. A hanging basket that's got to be up almost as high as that 7-footer. My goodness, no easy putting greens for these young men, and a lot in the way as well. So this looks like one of our trickier holes so far, Chris.
Not to mention going a little long, and you might have to go.
You're gonna have to go dodge some cars, Frogger style.
Maybe we don't encourage that on the.
Well, I'd encourage if somebody was playing on my card, maybe, but not these guys.
Do that long at 162 feet on hyzer
and uphill.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
So much power. They seem to be proving that that's how to do it here on this hole.
Yep, getting the applause from the spotter. Nikko, we know, has got all the power in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of playing tough for the forehand, although he has plenty of flex room.
Look at that. Makes it work.
That tree and the pole being right in the middle of the way of the basket means you can't just throw straight out. You got to get some angle control on it.
Yeah, you're looking at I think ideally a backhand hyzer if you have it, or a forehand hyzer would catch it there as well.
They're executing this hole quite well.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
For its difficulty.
I was sort of looking at this tee, wondering if we might have some challenges like on that earlier hole with all that tall stuff in the way there. Lots of grass, lots of bushes, but it seems like they're learning from those challenges, and everybody's got up and down to the baskets. This is great. That's
not quite as high as the old basket that we had.
And, honestly, Chris, whatever happens here, nothing's going to be as painful as that $1.54 per liter of gas across the street at the Ultramar. That's tough. Nikko. Great look at it.
Getting all over the basket, but can't seem to be dropping in a distance.
This is what I'm talking about, though. Nikko misses that putt, and his dad just goes, you know what, Nikko, I got to fill up after this. Kid, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. All right, well, I was tapping in now. Good opportunities, good looks for 2s. But for the most part, just tapping in your 3s and honestly taking a score on this hole, especially that elevated basket, now the long grass.
Elevated basket, long grass, a tree right in the way. I think taking the 3 here is very shrewd. Kind of does. Try to slow it down.
That's very nice of you.
Looking out for this one.
Look at this hole. 257 feet across the gorge, lost disc territory. Watch out for ticks.
Yeah.
Definitely in the long grass.
Watch out for ticks. Try and find a disc and return it to its owner if somebody left one out there. Yeah, 257 through all that. That is a tricky hole. Very driven from the left to the right too. It's not an ideal shot shape.
It's out there. It's probably a little shorter than I was looking for. But
257 throwing uphill. We have to admit that I think I'm not sure how included our non-junior competitors. Good
thing they have the spotters out there. That could be a hard disc in the long grass. You think you know where it is, and then you get up there and everything looks different.
Yep.
So much power, but that is going the wrong direction. The 4 call is definitely required.
Yeah.
Or nope.
It looks like everybody over there escaped unscathed, though, so that's good.
Lots of
like a Sexton hop on the backhand there for a run-up.
We call it a Brinster hop.
Good rep, buddy, good rep.
Downtown upsets me so much, but it's okay.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about Steve. Like local pro, or this is like
touring pro.
Touring pro. Pre-Sexton. Okay.
But he actually threw it on the backhand.
Oh, interesting. I'm gonna go up and try and find some archived YouTube clips tonight then. Ooh, all the power in the world. A little right, but should be left for the putt.
A little bit juice.
Nico, beautiful forehand.
Ooh,
Wow, it goes long.
Great run though.
Yeah.
Good pace, good height. Just a little bit off. It's gonna be a long putt, but I'd love to see him make it.
Definitely. Can't make long putts unless you leave yourself enough distance to do
Good
so.
up, Oscar,
True.
well done.
That's how you make highlight reels. Get those
Canadian
plastic playbacks.
So, disc. Gotta talk to your discs. If you don't talk to them,
he
even
tries.
when you're commentating, you're not gonna do your job.
First, bud.
Oh, good height.
Very healthy run.
And good for the long putt.
There it goes. Just a little,
The long grass through your putting stance has got to be difficult to really focus in on a putt.
especially the shorter height.
Mhm.
It's more in the arc of your putt.
You don't think it bothers you until it does. Nice finishes. Gentlemen.
Onwards and upwards.
Tough hole for a card here, playing a bunch of 4s and a single 5 there, so you can see why the distance in the long grass and
Distance, long grass, uphill. Yeah, tricky hole.
probably a bit of wind.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like there's a little gusting out there today, coming and going. You can see it whipping on that flag there right now.
As the wind just takes that one way to the right. That's smart. Smart man right there.
Mhm.
Definitely getting a visual representation of where his disc is.
Yeah, you gotta track it. We were talking about these discs like to disappear sometimes in the long grass.
Just getting it out there.
Yep.
Trying to push up as much distance of this 210-foot throw as he can.
Which Nico does very nicely. Again, this is what we're talking about, though. It's it's very challenging, and not just for our junior competitors, but for anybody to calibrate the height at which you're releasing a disc from up here. I find it's really easy, especially when I'm going for max distance, to just try and get something a little too high in the air, have it hyzer out early, and lose a little bit of power. So something to look out for, to try and keep those throws potentially a little flatter, or throwing a little downhill depending on the distance you're calibrating. But being aware of when you put that disc in the air, what is it going to want to do?
This is tough. This is uphill, extremely uphill, lots of long grass.
You can see a lot of left to right wind there for that putt there as well.
It's been swirling all day. A few holes ago we had nothing, no wind whatsoever.
Yeah,
Now
it seems like
you
it's
can
coming and
see-
going.
Yeah, now you can see what our competitors are having to deal with. Lots of difficulty. Nico lucky to not roll away there after catching one of the rocks on the putting circle.
Yeah, Railway City.
Focus.
That looks like harder for those chains than
Mhm.
47 has to be. Yeah, great too. No issues with the putting form here. Just some slight
There-
tweaks here and there.
there
There you
it
go.
is.
Nice putt.
Yes.
There's the Game 6 overtime winner in round 1. Oh my goodness.
Right on the
On
top.
top.
Right on top of the basket. Unfortunately, it does not count. But
We should talk to PDG about that. I don't think that should count.
no.
Just wanna give people extra. Came to rest.
That's true.
On the basket.
All my time.
It's on top.
On the basket.
If they ever change that rule, 100%, I might try and intentionally putt onto the top of the basket every once in a while. Getting a nice view of the course.
Threes. Yeah, a couple threes from Nikko and Will. See them lead off here on the hole 11, playing back in towards the school. Thank you, Kawartha Montessori School, for installing the disc golf course and maintaining it and allowing our competitors to play.
Yeah, it's amazing. Courses like this on school property, I think, really help people fall in love with the game.
Will gets thrown up a little bit, lots of distance, but it's going a bit right.
Yeah, I had about a 12 or a 13-year hiatus, but I first picked up disc golf when I was like 13 or 14, and that's when my love of it started. So I think a lot of people, great drive, Nikko. You get a chance to get involved at this young age, and you're going to have a passion for a lifetime. And
Keep going,
learn
keep going.
to one day throw as good as Nikko.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready,
I'm
buddy.
still working on getting there.
Coming out into the long grass, but not bad. It'll be wide open along the hillside. Okay. Again, just biting up as much distance as
Thank
you
you.
can.
Yeah,
Whenever
and
you're
again
ready.
with this 192 throwing uphill,
Fantastic shot here from Finn.
some wind. Yeah, great
Almost
shot.
getting out of the long grass.
Love to see it.
Ooh, low burner.
Yeah, oh, perfect. Under the basket. Looks like Nikko came up just a little bit shorter than I thought, so still a bit of a putt to contend with.
Oh, this looks difficult.
Sure does.
From in the bull rushes. Oh, and he does it.
Oh, wow.
Hits the
And
metal.
Pins it. That's awesome. Sunglasses, hat, all black look.
More
Looking
fashionable
to
than me.
strike fear in the heart of his competitors. Yeah, definitely more fashionable.
Oh, that's
Wow,
a big
what a
putt.
Both just started clapping here.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. That was awesome.
Oh, Nikko comes off the top again.
Like I was saying, just a little bit further away than I thought. Great drive, but not a gimme putt.
Style points.
Yeah, I love the look there. Just get me out of here, putts it in, does it with style, walks off. That's awesome.
Nikko's usually quite a good putter, so a little bit off today, but still keeping it together, throwing really well to kind of offset it. So
It's tough to be firing on all cylinders, right? You know, it's rare to have a day where your drives are on and your up shots are on and your putts are on, and he's having a bit of a tougher time on the putting green. He's giving himself some tap-ins like that, and he's driving really well.
inches away from being too far. Off to hole 12.
Now this is okay. Now I'm starting to see we're having some of the same baskets, but very different looks.
Yes. So there's only 11 holes on the property, which is perfect for a school, and it's
Awesome.
Yeah. So in order to make it a full 15, we're gonna play some of the old baskets that you've already seen, but from new and exciting locations.
And as a lefty, I'm sure he is very excited about this look and just puts it to the base. That's a great drive.
No kidding. Is Nikko, who has a four-hander primary and plays like a lefty?
Yep. Yeah, Nikko I think is gonna dig this as well. Where did we see Nikko? I'm blacking out. It's been a long day, Chris. I don't think we've seen Nikko drive.
Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, I thought
Did we?
that was just Nikko.
I don't know. It probably was. Like I said,
Long day.
I'm tired.
Look at this. If you can get the cut roll again. No. Comes up a bit right.
You're a genius.
See the wind pushing left to right is going to stop that disc from wanting to come back. Unfortunately. Looks like a bit of an ace run there before it just ties was out of tap.
Lots of distance at 130 feet. They're all looking at this. They all have the distance to get there for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, Nikko plays smart, puts up the base.
With the elevated basket, it's just about putting it close enough to guarantee your next putt. Just like that.
Just like that. Gatorade break.
Oh,
Wow.
almost from Finn.
Yeah, that would have been a great putt. I mean, it was a great putt, but it would have been even greater if it went in.
Mm-hmm.
Nice putt.
Let's be tap Tapping in a bunch of threes here to finish off hole 12 as he
Yep.
squeaks one in there.
I feel like sometimes when we're doing commentary, I have to stifle like my natural reaction when I'm watching a putt or a drive. Because when I'm on a card, somebody laces a putt from 30, the first thing I want to say is nice putt. So just now we see that great putt, and I'm not thinking of, okay, from a commentary sense, what words should I say around that? I see him hit a nice putt.
Yeah.
Because it was.
Yeah, generic.
Yeah.
Generic response 1, generic response 2.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, it is the response. You see a nice putt.
You got to,
nice putt.
yeah, you got to give them the respect that they deserve for it.
Absolutely. And another familiar basket, hole 14, 192 feet.
Yeah, it was actually hole 13 coming down the hill here.
No,
We're not at the end yet.
To be
Still
f-
3 holes to go.
To be fair, Brownie, I did say I was tired.
You did. Oh, a plastic playback.
Here
from-
we are talking about being tired. Let's see this drive again.
Yeah, that's good control. Flips it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Plays the hyzer the whole way.
Wow, that's awesome. And
Oh,
what sign is that? Hits the sign right by the basket. Breaks something. The power on that. You love it.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious what that was, and I'm curious if it helped or not.
Yeah, I would think it hurt it a little bit because it would have stopped the flight of that disc up a little bit.
Nice shot. Oh, in. Oh.
Another great drive there. Coming up just a bit short. Another plastic playback. 2 in 1 hole.
Well, when you have drives like this, they deserve it. You got to see it again.
I think if we had another 20 holes, we'd be seeing plastic playbacks on every hole.
What a look. That was a bit of a nice run there.
Yeah, they're just honing in now, getting used to it.
Yeah, every hole they play, they're gaining a little bit of additional power. And play, forget 20, play 5 more holes, you're going to see 5 aces, guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
Slight early hyzer there, but great power, be in a good spot. Finn just a little early.
Trying to play for the net.
Yeah.
Play some soccer while you're waiting.
Why not?
Or Gloria would hate me for that, so football.
Football, yeah.
Sorry, Gloria.
I mean, to be fair, we are in Canada. I think we're allowed to call it soccer, but you're right,
When you're
Gloria
ready.
will yell at us.
Yes.
And
We-
she's justified.
Yes.
I mean, it's a ball, there's a foot. It is football.
Yeah. I still argue to my death. Oh, that was even more great runs.
Yeah.
I'll have you take a step back for me.
It's like you were
Really
saying,
tough.
just
Whenever
about
you're
every
ready there,
shot here
bud.
could be a plastic playback.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Comes up. Looks like it had all the power to go in. Just got nubbed, as we call it.
Yeah. Nico gives it a healthy run as well, just a little bit lower than he'd like to be.
All over today, just not
Nice
having a fall
putt.
for
See, there I did it again. That's what I default to saying when I see a nice putt is nice putt. But that's great. I think that was for the deuce there, wasn't it?
Nico.
Yes. Yes. Bill tapped in his 2 with the lefty.
I'm still learning my competitors.
Yeah.
here. I know there were a couple of great drives, and I thought that was one of them, but
Yeah.
either way, with everybody connecting on their
Yeah.
putts.
Will's the one who broke the
Yeah.
sign or whatever that was coming
Yeah.
in, so must have stopped him perfectly under the basket. Way to play the course.
Yeah.
Play what's given to you.
Wow, this looks really rude. This is reminding me of our Thunderdome from this winter with Bronny Creek. You got the net on the right, the pine tree on the left. You had a nice shapen circle there, so that's great. But a couple things to contend with on the way, so I'm thinking whatever direction you go, forehand or
Nico.
backhand, you're looking at a hyzer into the green here, nothing straight.
How many putts for or how many strokes for takeoff for the goal?
Nice.
I think you should get strokes taken, off of your score. So I think if you make it like into the actual basket in 4, but you hit the soccer net first, that should be like an ace.
And 3 strokes.
Yeah, why not?
You're so generous today.
Yeah. I just want to support the youth in disc golf.
I think it's just too far to throw the hyzer over the net, so you do
You're
have
right.
to.
Yeah, I think it's got to come to the left side a little
Yeah,
bit.
you do have to kind of flex something left side, or for our lefties and forehanding friends, just absolutely power
Or
up
if
on
you're
something.
Nico, just do that.
Oh, it goes long.
My goodness.
That smile.
But I think
knew what he
checks up
did.
nicely at the edge of the rocks.
Well, Finn's got a forehand too.
Yeah, he sure
Nice.
does.
Is that the first time we've seen it today?
I think on a drive. I think we've seen upshot forehands, but I don't think I've seen it off the tee yet. And I hope to see it more often. Looks a little frustrated there, but that's a long putt to try and make, and gives it an earnest bid. No shame in that.
We're just cleaning up here, just too far away to really give it a hard run. So putting it up close is just the right play here.
Yeah, and it's not a monster basket, but it's high enough.
Oh
Wow! As Nikko just proves the point I was about to make, just about wrong. Where if you give it a really strong bid from distance, it could be easy to overshoot or to bounce off something and be far. But Nikko's just too good. He gives it a really healthy bid from distance, but catches a lot of chains. Bad reaction off the chains, but still leaves himself in great position to tap in through.
That was the second 2 in a row from our pal William here.
Wow. He's on fire. Let's see if he can make a turkey happen. We got one more hole.
One more hole, hole 15.
And heading into hole 15, perhaps we should do a quick score check, Chris.
Sure.
So we've got Chris, or sorry, you're Chris, I think, right?
Hi, Galen.
Yeah, hey.
We're Galen's.
So, as a reminder for our audience, we've got Nikko and Oskar playing in the same division, and then Finn and Max and William. So Nikko and Oskar all knotted up here at 6 over, and we've got Will at 2 over, Max at 7 over, and Finn at 9 over. So Will with a pretty healthy lead here, and a lot of disc left to throw. I was gonna say a lot of whatever left to play, but Nikko and Oskar still the division is very much up for grabs.
Nikko hits the wall, playing it in. Same thing. Seems to be the common play. Just throw it into the wall, and unless you can get it inside the actual. Oh no, not again.
Wow. I honestly wonder though, is it smart to try? Because you got to put the disc up so high to get it in that wood. I would almost rather be at the outside. I think, and it's when we're talking like at like a higher level. I think.
All right, take a step back. Take a step back.
I want to throw like an overstable distance driver.
Oh, what a putt! Finishes it off with a turkey.
That's unreal.
3-2, and then another long putt for the 2.
Great putt.
All right, Nikko.
Okay.
Finn and Nikko.
Oh, there he goes. Cashes.
Well.
We need to make this.
We sure do.
Hold on.
Look at that.
So I believe we are going to a
much longer putt.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
We almost had a star birdie there.
That was
I
so
don't even know how that
close.
didn't go in.
And gave it everything.
Thank you,
I
Max.
believe we're going to a playoff.
Yes, because that was Oskar and Nikko both shooting 5 down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Back to hole 1.
Just because I know this will bother some people, to finish my thought from a second ago, if it was me, I'd almost want to throw an overstable distance driver on the right and try and skip into the wood instead of trying to pure it with a high shot or something.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't matter now. What matters now is Oskar and Nikko.
We got to shoot some respect to Will for the turkey finish.
Will.
Shooting a 42 in this difficult layout.
So shooting 3 down on a very challenging layout on a day with some wind.
Watch out, MPO.
Massive respect. That is amazing. So congratulations on that win, but there's still golf to play.
Yes, Nikko and Oskar. Gonna start at hole 1. Maybe going 15 more holes.
Hey, I got the time if you do, Chris.
I do. You ain't going nowhere. If you're with us, we're good.
Oh, Nikko.
Oh, imagine acing a hole.
Could you imagine going to a playoff and acing? That was a great shot.
Definitely advantage Oskar here on hole 1 with the building on the left as he throws an absolutely beautiful shot.
Great drive as well. I thought you were going to say advantage Nikko because of how great that drive was. But yeah, as far as the shot shape, you're absolutely right, because Nikko is more of a forehand dominant player and Oscar's got the backhand.
Okay, Nikko giving that a half go just to put some pressure on.
I was going to say very smart though. Does it in a way that leaves himself.
Oh, I thought he made it.
Nikko leaves himself in position. So does Oskar. Oskar with the Ash Ketchum reverses the hat.
Yeah.
And drains the putt. Let's go.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, as that basket catches his disc. Love to see it.
then
Nico
Nico's
ensuring we have one more hole to play in this playoff.
That was huge.
At least one more, I should say.
That was so exciting. Like, either one of them could have made their putt there. Either one could have missed their second putt, and they both did not.
We had our first ace on coverage a few videos ago, Chris. Do you know if this might be our first playoff in Canadian Disc Golf Productions history? Certainly one of the first, because I can't recall having seen one. And even the videos I don't commentate on, I try and watch as often as I can.
We had a playoff between Martin Hendel and Kalen Schatt in P15.
Great drive, Nico.
But,
Oh, those are still in my watch later list. So that would explain it. I haven't seen that coverage yet.
That's a good round. All right, Nico left a little bit right. See if Oscar can adjust. They are playing opposite sides of
Nico's
this
a
hole.
little right, and Oscar's a little left.
Still keeping the rally cap on.
Yeah. And Smart lays up. Doesn't get quite as much distance as he'd like there, I don't think. Nico, wow, that would have been a way to end it. Gives it a healthy bid. But they're both with challenging putts here for their threes.
Oh, as Oscar comes up a little low. Still a great run, right on target.
Everything but the chains.
Nico kind of slid away. I thought he was closer than this. Oh,
and
bar
for
down.
the win, bar down.
Yes, Nico,
Wow.
congratulations.
Big smile, well deserved. And Oscar too, very well played to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Taps in.
Pleasure watching both of you play.
Pleasure watching, both of them and all 5 of our competitors play. What a cool little course and a way to utilize that property.
Yeah, thank you again, Kawartha Montessori School, for the property and the disc golf course. Thank you to Nico and
For
Carl
driving.
and Nico and having their Nico's drive.
Yeah, and what a wonderful way to spend an evening hanging out with you and commentating on this disc golf, Chris.
Yes, Galen.
I'm Galen Naidu-Harris.
And I am Chris Brown.